You know that feeling, right? That knot in your stomach when you're facing a really big decision. You're thinking, is this the genius move that changes everything, or is this the one I'm going to regret for years? Well, separating a truly great opportunity from a potential disaster is one of the toughest things to do. So today, let's dive into a framework that's designed to do exactly that.
I mean, we've all been there, staring at a business plan, an investment opportunity, and the stakes just feel sky high. And that fear of making the wrong call, it can be absolutely paralyzing. But what if there was a way to move past that fear? Not with guesswork, but with a clear, disciplined process.
And this, right here, is the fundamental shift in mindset you have to make. Hope is not a strategy. Seriously, relying on your gut or on a really slick sales pitch, well, that's how you get burned. The professionals, the people who consistently make smart calls, they don't rely on luck. They have a playbook, a stress test they run every single time.
And this is it. This is the playbook. It's a 7-point stress test that covers the whole shebang, from sizing up the opportunity all the way to planning your exit. We're going to walk through this together, and by the end, you'll have a super powerful tool for your own big decisions. So let's start at the very beginning.
Okay, so phase one is all about getting crystal clear. Before we even start dreaming about the reward or worrying about the risk, we have to know exactly what we're looking at. Once you strip away all the marketing fluff and the hype.
So, the very first step is to classify what you're looking at. Now, why is this so important? Because you just can't measure a cash flow investment with the same ruler you'd use for a speculative moonshot. Is this thing supposed to generate steady income? Is it about growing in value over the long haul? Or is it a high-risk, high-reward bet? Defining this right up front completely changes all the questions you're going to ask next. And this really gets to the heart of the discipline required. See, anyone can sell you on optimistic hype. It's easy to get excited. But a professional's job is to completely ignore that and ask, okay, but what is the realistic upside? What does the actual hard data tell me is possible? Trust me, making this one little shift will save you from a world of hurt. You know, even the best idea on the planet can fail if the timing is wrong. You've got to ask yourself, is the market wind at my back on this, or am I trying to fight against a hurricane? Am I getting in on this early, or am I pretty much the last person to the party? Understanding the context, the market, the timing, it's totally non-negotiable. All right, so once we have a realistic idea of the opportunity, the professional mindset does an immediate 180. It's no longer about the dream. It's about protecting your capital. It's about actively looking for all the ways this could go wrong.
And you know why? Because the biggest dangers are rarely the obvious ones. The amateur worries about the risk they can see right in front of them. The pro? They are obsessed with finding the risks that everyone else just breezes past. Let's look at some key questions you have to ask to uncover these hidden time bombs.
To find those hidden risks, you have to ask some brutally honest questions. I mean, what is the absolute rock-bottom worst-case scenario? Let yourself go there. What are the clear, early warning signs that tell you things are going south? And what about those hidden icebergs, the unseen costs lurking just below the surface? Thinking about this stuff isn't negative, it's smart. You have to define what failure looks like before you can ever hope to succeed. Okay, so we've got a handle on the realistic upside, and we've properly stress-tested the downside. Now it's time to bring it all together. This final section is all about turning that analysis into a clear-cut decision and, just as important, a concrete plan of action. At the end of the day, pretty much any investment decision boils down to a few key numbers. How much capital do you need upfront? What's the potential return on that money? And how long is it going to take to see that return? Getting solid numbers here is what separates a vague idea from a real, quantifiable opportunity. Now this is where the magic happens. After all that research and analysis, you force yourself to commit to a single number. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is this? Is it a 3? Yeah, probably a pass. Is it a 9? Okay, now we're talking. This score isn't just a random number. It's the summary of your entire analysis. It forces you to weigh the risk versus the reward and make a final judgment call. And listen, saying yes is not the end of the process. A yes is just the beginning of a plan. A brilliant decision is totally useless without great execution. So what's the very first thing you do? And then what's the second, the third? Laying out these first few steps ensures you actually move forward with intention, not just a burst of excitement. And this is a rule the pros absolutely live by. You must decide how you're going to get out before you ever get in. What specific things need to happen for you to say, yep, I'm holding,
And even more important, what are those non-negotiable triggers that mean sell now, no matter how you might feel about it in the moment?
You see, when you boil it all down, it all comes back to the mindset you choose to adopt. A salesperson's job is to sell the dream. A disciplined investor's job is to stress test reality. This framework, this is your tool to maintain that discipline, to stay objective, and to make the smartest decisions you possibly can. So now you've got the playbook. The next time you're facing one of those high-stakes decisions, maybe it's a new job, a major purchase, a business investment, don't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. Run it through the stress test. So my final question to you is, what big decision in your life right now could use this kind of clarity?